Have you ever poured your heart into a conversation, only to feel ignored or dismissed? In today's world, it seems like the loudest person in the room gets all the attention. But let me let you in on a secret. Real power doesn't come from shouting. It comes from words that land with precision and purpose. Imagine this. You're in a heated debate at work, a tense moment at home, or just chatting with friends. And with one carefully chosen sentence, the entire room stops to listen. Not because you yelled, but because your words carried undeniable weight. Today, I'm sharing 5 powerful phrases that do exactly that. Each one is short, sharp, and impossible to overlook. And the third one? It's so clever it can shift the power dynamic of any conversation in seconds. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, life is short. Make it count by mastering yourself. Respect isn't something you demand, it's something you earn through clarity, composure, and unshakable self-control. Let's dive into these 5 phrases that will transform how the world sees you. Phrase 1. I hear your perspective, but I see it differently. At first glance, this phrase seems simple, but it's a masterclass in balancing respect with resolve. Most arguments don't spiral because of facts, they spiral because of egos. When you tell someone, you're wrong, or you don't know what you're talking about, their walls go up. They stop listening and start defending. But this phrase works differently. By starting with, I hear your perspective, you show you've listened. You've understood their side. Then, with, but I see it differently, you calmly stake your claim without attacking. No drama, no aggression, just quiet strength. Picture yourself in a work meeting. A colleague pitches a plan you know won't work. Most people would either stay silent or start a fight. But you lean forward, voice steady, eyes calm, and say, I hear your perspective, but I see it differently. The room shifts. Suddenly, you're not just another opinion, you're someone who thinks for themselves, someone who can't be swayed easily. This is Stoicism at its core, separating emotion from judgment, standing firm without raising your voice. The real power lies in your calm. Anyone can shout, you're wrong. That takes no effort. But to disagree with grace and conviction, that's rare. That's what makes people lean in and trust your judgment. Try this phrase in your next disagreement and watch how it changes the way people see you. Phrase 2. That doesn't sit right with me. Sometimes the most powerful response is the shortest one. This 5-word phrase can stop disrespect before it spirals. Think about how people react when someone crosses a line. Most laugh nervously, stay quiet, or worse, play along to avoid conflict. But in that moment, they send a signal. It's okay to disrespect me. Now imagine this. You're at a social gathering, and someone makes a rude comment, expecting you to brush it off. Instead, you pause, look them in the eye, and say, that doesn't sit right with me. The air changes. The conversation pauses. Suddenly, you're not someone who can be pushed around. This phrase works because it's direct yet calm. It doesn't lecture or accuse, it simply sets a boundary. Seneca taught us, respect yourself, and others will follow. When you say these words, you're not just protecting your dignity, you're showing others it's okay to protect theirs too. Picture a family dinner where someone makes an offensive joke. Instead of laughing to keep the peace, you say, that doesn't sit right with me. The table quiets. People notice. You've shown that you value yourself without starting a fight. This is Stoic strength, a shield of dignity that doesn't need force to stand tall. Carry this phrase with you, and the next time someone crosses a line, use it to draw your boundary with calm authority. Phrase 3. Let's continue this when we're both calm. There are moments when a conversation stops being productive. Voices get loud, interruptions pile up, and words turn into weapons. Most people either dive into the chaos, matching shout for shout, or shrink back, feeling defeated. But there's a third way, the Stoic way. You pause, take a breath, and say, let's continue this when we're both calm. In that moment, you take control. You don't run from the conversation, but you refuse to let it spiral into disrespect. Imagine you're in a heated discussion with a coworker who keeps cutting you off, their tone sharp and aggressive. Instead of raising your voice or giving up, you say, "Let's continue this when we're both calm." The room goes still. The energy shifts. You've just set the terms of the conversation, and they're forced to pause and reflect. Epictetus said, "You can't control others, but you can control how you respond." This phrase is that wisdom in action. It protects your peace while signaling that you're open to dialogue, just not on chaotic terms. The beauty of this phrase is its composure. It doesn't insult or escalate. It simply resets the rules. Try it in your next heated moment and watch how it flips the dynamic. You don't walk away in fear, you walk away in control. Phrase 4. I'd rather not engage in this right now. Not every argument deserves your energy. Not every conversation is worth your time. Sometimes people don't want resolution. They want to drag you into their chaos, to win at all costs. Most of us fall into the trap of arguing longer, raising our voices, or trying to prove a point that doesn't matter. But the Stoic path is different. You pause, you breathe, and you say, "I'd rather not engage in this right now." With those words, you close the door, not out of weakness, but out of strength. Picture this. Someone keeps pushing you in a pointless debate, circling the same arguments over and over. You feel the frustration rising. Instead of taking the bait, you smile lightly and say, "I'd rather not engage in this right now." The tension breaks. You've chosen peace over chaos, dignity over drama. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This phrase is that power in action. It reminds you that you're not obligated to fight every battle. Walking away doesn't mean you lost it. It means you valued your time and energy more than their noise. Use this phrase the next time you're pulled into a meaningless argument, and feel the freedom of choosing your battles wisely. Phrase 5. I respect your view, but I don't agree. We live in a world where everyone has an opinion about how you should live, work, or think. Too often, those opinions are pushed on us like we're supposed to conform. Most people either argue endlessly, trying to prove their point, or nod along to avoid conflict. But there's a better way. You listen, you acknowledge, and then you say, "I respect your view, but I don't agree." This phrase is polite yet firm, respectful yet independent. It says, "I hear you, but I stand by my own truth." Imagine a friend urging you to follow their advice, insisting it's the only way. Instead of debating or giving in, you say, "I respect your view, but I don't agree." You've honored their right to speak, without surrendering your right to think for yourself. Seneca warned, "Don't let the opinions of others become your prison." This phrase is your escape. It sets you free from the need to please or fight, letting you hold your ground with grace. The real power? People may not agree with you, but these aren't just words, they're a way of living Stoic philosophy. They show that true strength comes from mastering yourself, not controlling others. The less you try to force respect, the more it flows to you naturally. Practical applications in daily life. So how do you use these phrases in the real world? Let's break it down. At work, meetings can be battlegrounds of egos. Instead of staying silent or snapping back, use these phrases to stand out as steady and reliable. Your boss and colleagues will notice your calm confidence. In relationships, love thrives on mutual respect. These phrases help you set boundaries without breaking bonds, reminding your partner that you value both them and yourself. On social media, the internet is a chaos of opinions. Instead of getting sucked into endless arguments, a simple "I respect your view, but I don't agree" shuts down the noise while keeping your dignity intact. With strangers, whether it's a rude comment or a pushy salesperson, these phrases let you assert yourself without losing your cool. You show the world, "I control my response." Life is full of moments where respect is either earned or lost. These phrases are your tools to protect your peace, project strength, and command attention without raising your voice. Conclusion: words don't need to be loud to be powerful. These 5 phrases, simple, calm, and razor sharp, give you the tools to navigate any conversation with stoic grace. Respect isn't something you scream for. It's something you earn through character, clarity, and composure. When you speak with quiet strength, the world listens. People adjust their tone. They rethink their approach. They see you differently, not because you demanded it, but because you embodied it. Here's my challenge to you. Pick one of these phrases and use it this week. Notice how it feels. Notice how the room shifts. Then come back and share your story in the comments with a simple pledge. I choose respect. If this resonated with you, hit that subscribe button and join us here at Spark of Steadfast, where we turn philosophy into action. Let's make every word count.